All right, cool. Well, we can get started here. I just want to take a moment and say thank you to Ben. Ben is the founder of Armor Down. They create these amazing meditation cushions, and we're going to give one of these away tonight to somebody on the call that doesn't already have one. And yeah, just connect with them on all social channels. Check out their website, support what Ben has going on. I'm really excited for him to be here tonight and just share his gift with us. And Ben, you got the floor, man. Thank you so much.
Sweet. All right. Well, you got to always start with gratitude. Ron, Victoria, the BVN community, y'all are dope. We've come a long way. I know y'all been at this a long time like me. And I mean, just think of how far we come. I mean, we're about to smoke a little bit on camera, and, you know, in Virginia, that's legal now. So it's pretty sweet. So thanks for that. I'm really pleased to be here. Like Ron said, my name is Ben King. I founded Armor Down. I served in Iraq in 2006, 2007. Came back from Iraq and really found the resource of mindfulness, meditation, and yoga to be, you know, just a really, really powerful tool to help me manage some of the challenges that I faced coming back from the war. And just to get to a place where it felt like things felt really worthwhile and life felt really good. And I felt my heart on a regular basis, and I felt love and connection on a regular basis. And, you know, it took work, but it was worth it. So that's a little bit about, you know, how I got here, but I don't want to spend too much time on my story, because the story of how we're all here is, that's the story. So like, what I hope to accomplish over these next, you know, not too long, maybe under a half an hour or something, what I hope to give you is a little bit of insight around what really showed up for me, and then hopefully motivate you to see your own practice in a way that's kind of interesting, and maybe add a new element of curiosity that you're like, oh, sweet, I can definitely take this back to what I'm doing on my own, and you know, really expand your own practice. Because what it really means to armor down is to open your heart. I mean, you armor down to open your heart, and that's what we're here for. I guess the last thing I'll say, you know, just like housekeeping wise, the version of the meditation cushion that Ron is giving away is version 2.0. I'm actually sitting on version 1.0, and Ron's also got version 3.0. 3.0 is what we sell, but what the cushion that Balanced Veterans Network is giving away is really rare. Only 100 of them were made. They're all gone. So only 100 of them exist, and they're a special cushion because they have a thicker element to it, and so it's really rare. So the fact that you all are here and you have a chance to win this cushion is special, and it's a big deal. So, you know, good for you all. All right, so let's just kind of set the moment and just take a second to just kind of take this all in, like where we're at right now. And now's the time, you know, to just kind of, I'm gonna press this button 5 times, get this thing going on. So if you've got a piece or you're about to enjoy your practice, I'm gonna enjoy it with you in a minute once this thing heats up. But let's think about this for a second. So I joined the Iraq War, or I joined the Army in April of 2002. So right after September 11th. And so that was a while ago, right? So then we were at war. We were at war for, you know, kind of 20 years. 20 years at war, right? Then after that, those wars kind of ended, kind of. Then we got pandemic. A couple years of pandemic. Still kind of in that. And now here we are. Russia just invaded Ukraine. Full-on invasion. You can watch it on Twitter. Now, the reason I bring this up is not to be morose, but to just acknowledge the fact that we're all human beings. We all have brains that are constantly trying to make sense of the world around us, predict what's going on, understand the world. We all have got that. Whether you've been deployed, whether you joined the military, doesn't matter. We've all got that. So uncertainty, invisible threats, challenges, that all impacts us. Doesn't matter if you served or not. If you served, there's a chance that you're a little bit familiar with this. If you haven't served, well, now you kind of have. So I got brains we're dealing with. And I want to turn you on to this idea that's out there now about the brain as a predictive processor. If you're curious about how we're understanding how the brain works, I encourage you to look up Andy Clark, predictive processing. I won't go into detail, but bottom line is this: your brain isn't just some empty thing that sits in your head and processes information from your senses. It's a very, very actively engaged element in our lives. So I encourage you to check out predictive processing, kind of see that place. But the bottom line is our brains are trying to find predictability. They're trying to find stability. They're trying to find patterns that we can recognize and feel safe in, because the brain's job is to keep you embodied and alive. It's hard right now. It's hard to do, real hard to do. Second thing, because we're all human, we all have central nervous systems. Another person that I encourage you to study a little bit is Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, The Body Keeps Score. I encourage you to look that up and recognize that the experiences that you've had, your body remembers them, and your body keeps track of them, and your body and your brain are in unison in trying to keep you embodied and alive. So I point these out because you got to contend with this. You cannot push it down. You cannot ignore it. I try to do it. It doesn't work. I'm sure some of you have tried that path and seen that it's just not effective. So you can't ignore it. So Andy Clark, predictive processing, think about the brain. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, think about the body, the nervous system, the body keeps score. And then the other insight I want to give you is that your heart is the most powerful thing that you've got. I know you've heard of ancient ideas like alchemy, where, you turn lead into gold or stuff like that. All the ancient stuff. They're not talking about the heart for nothing. And it's not still in the zeitgeist of spiritual people present day for nothing. The bottom line is this: your heart has the greatest power that you can ever know to absorb and handle the uncertainty that we are all experiencing, and still stay connected to the people you love and to the people that are in your community. So don't ever let anybody kind of influence your ideas about what it means to, what we call at Armor Down, to armor down and open your heart. Don't let anybody downplay that. Don't let anybody take away the credit from what your heart truly deserves. Because when we do go into the practice, which I'm going to take y'all into just a moment, that's where we're headed. We're headed to your heart. And so the practice is going to go through this sequence. There's going to be 4 steps. The first step is going to be called taming the mind. I'm going to ring the bell and then I'm going to talk you through it. The second step is going to be called training the mind, or bell 2. I'll ring the bell twice. I'll walk you through it. The third bell is breath awareness. I'm going to ring the bell 3 times. I'll walk you through it. And then the fourth bell, for anybody who does these practices on a regular basis, you'll find a little bit of familiarity with it in the concepts of metta, or the concepts of loving kindness meditation. So that'll be the fourth bell, and we'll end it there. And then I'm happy to chill and chat and shoot the shit with y'all afterwards if you want to hang out, or if you're trying to roll, no problem whatsoever. But that being said, I'm going to move to my little spot, and I'm going to get on my cushion, and we're going to get started. So so take about a minute or so to get yourself in a position that you like, and then we'll go from there. I tell you, I've used cannabis to tame my mind for years, and I've never been able to really talk about it. I've never been able to kind of just share it with kind of the outward community for fear of the consequences, and it's a real treat. This is the first time I've ever really just been like, hey, let's smoke. So go ahead, get yourself 1 to 2% more comfortable. So if you're military minded, the whole suck it up mentality, just suck it up and drive on, just let that go for a second and be like, if I did this, would this be better? If I did that, would that be a little bit more comfortable? If I shifted here, that's a little bit better. So listen to your body, get yourself about 1 to 2% more comfortable. Okay, I'm going to use a classic bell. Okay, this is kind of the sound of it. All right, so that'll be the bell. That'll guide you. And the only thing I want you to do is just listen to my voice. Okay, so here comes first bell. To tame the mind is to bring the mind into the present focus, the present moment. What's happening in the present moment? Just check in with your senses. Just say to your mind, hey, mind, what do I hear? Curiosity tames the mind every time. Just listen. One element of listening is checking the world around you, recognizing any irregularities, but at the same time, recognizing consistency, predictability, a sense of security, safety. It's first bell. Just check in with your sense of touch, the temperature in your room. See if you can notice more than one temperature on your body at the same time. Maybe you can notice the difference between the skin open to the air or skin covered by a blanket or clothing. Curiosity tames the mind every time. Come into the body by noticing your own breath. And as you breathe in, see if you can smell anything. See if there's a hint of smell that you just didn't notice before. If you'd like, now's the opportunity to close the eyes. You don't have to, but feel free to let the eyes close and just settle in. Moving on to second bell. Second bell is all about training the mind. Again, we're training the mind to interact with the body. If you're military minded, that no pain, no gain, push it to the max. If you're not throwing up at the end of your run, you're not trying hard enough mindset. It's not what we're going for. We want to interact with the body. We want to know it. We want to listen to it. So first, start with your ground. Start with what's beneath you. Start with the base of your groundedness, where you feel the center of your gravity, where you feel the edges. Where's the most right feeling of what's beneath you? On the right side of your ground, what's the most left? What's the back edge of your ground? What's the front edge of your ground? Do you feel the difference between the weight of your body down your center as opposed to the weight of your body on your feet? These subtle differences, this nuance is always there. Often we just need to pay attention. From there, come up to the pelvis. A lot goes on in the pelvis. A lot goes on in the pelvis. Shift your pelvis around a little bit. Imagine a dog tucking its tail. Tuck your tailbone under. Feel what happens to your belly button. Reach your tailbone back behind you. Feel what happens in your lower back. Find the middle. Once you've found the middle, build from there. Come up into the core. Let the core out. It's not position of attention. Let the belly out. Let the belly just be full as it wants to be. Then do the opposite. Pull the belly button in. Feel the tension in the core. And then, just like before, find the middle. From there, come up to the shoulder blades, feel them behind you first. Might even try pulling them close to each other, or rounding them forward. What's the middle feel like? Heart space, balanced in the chest. From there, come up to the throat. Soften the jaw. And then swallow. See if you can feel for the moment the muscles of the throat. Swallow. Try this. See if you can feel air moving up and down in your throat. If everything's really quiet for you, maybe you can feel the temperature difference between the air coming in and the air going out. Now come to the top of your head, top of the head, top of the spine, long spine. Let's finish with a little work on the face. Move your face around. Eyebrows, squinching your eyes, squeezing your eyes, chin, mouth, lips. Then soften. Soften eyebrows, soften eyes, soften cheeks, soften mouth, soften chin. Now check this out. We're about to go into third bell. We're going to be interacting with the inner space, but let's just interact with energy for just a second. If you create the smallest amount of smile on your face, just real small, see if you can tell how the smile has a resonance. Even though it's a small smile and you're not really smiling for anybody, just recognize that there's a resonance there that has a quality of awareness. We started with the senses, outer world. We came in through the nose, into the body in second bell. And now we're kind of getting into the energy. Now we're getting into the inner world. We're getting into interoception. That's third bell. Here we go. Inside the body now. What's going on inside the body that's obvious and easy to be aware of? You should all know this, I'm sure. It is the breath. Just notice the location of your breath. Where do you feel your breath? Maybe you feel it where it's coming in. Maybe you feel where it's going down. Maybe you feel where your breath is moving in your body somewhere. Maybe it's the chest, maybe it's the belly. Just notice its location. Now, notice its intensity. How quickly is your breath moving or how slow? Don't necessarily change it, just kind of ride it. Now, see if you can notice the direction your breath is moving. Is it up and down? Is it forward and back? Is it an orb that expands and contracts? Now, how deep do you feel your breath? Do you feel it closer to your skin? Or do you feel it deep inside your body? Now, how big is it? How big is the inhale and the exhale? How much of your body moves when you breathe? Can you feel your body moving when you breathe? Now, a lot of emotions show up as the ego not getting what it wants or not reaching its expectations. And a lot of the way we experience emotions can be recognized in the same realm as the experience of the breath. So by studying the breath, you're studying the ground where emotions show up. And now by changing the breath, you're practicing your agency, your ability to choose, your ability to influence how you experience your emotions. So let's exert some agency now. Try doubling the size of your breath, or maybe you want to triple the size. Maybe you want to quadruple the size, like a big rip, just going as big as you want to go and then letting it out slow. Maybe you'd like to change the direction of your breath. Maybe it would feel good to send the breath down. You get to choose. Now let's all finish by experiencing the breath in 3 locations. Imagine breathing in and filling up the belly. Imagine breathing in further and filling up the chest. Imagine breathing in all the way and filling up all the way into the upper back. And then feel the upper back, the chest, and the belly let go and move as the air leaves. One more time, last part of third bell. Start with the filling up at the belly, expanding into the chest, and then up into the upper back. And then letting that all out. And then just coming back to being aware of the breath. Maybe it feels different now. Maybe you can feel your heart beating now. Maybe there's some quiet, a deeper sense of peace. We're going to move into fourth bell. What I want you to do is repeat after me with your inner voice. May I be at peace with my mind. May I be at peace with my body. May I be at peace with my heart. May I be at peace with my mind. May I be at peace with my body. May I be at peace with my heart. Now shift the focus from you to the other. May you be at peace with your mind. May you be at peace with your body. May you be at peace with your heart. Just repeat those phrases with your inner voice. And now we stop distinguishing between I and you. We become we. May we be at peace with our minds. May we be at peace with our bodies. May we be at peace with our hearts. Be intentional about your finish. Take 2 rounds of breathing, full inhale and exhale. And on the second exhale, return to the Zoom. Thank you for practicing the 4 bells with me. What I hope that you can recognize, excuse me, is that each step can be applied to any practice you choose. You can tame your mind with your senses, whether you're practicing yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, anything. You can get to your body. Just follow the path of the chakras. If you're not familiar with that, it's just the way we think of the body in chunks: ground, pelvis, core, heart space, throat, top of the head. Breath, the basic foundation of any lifelong practice. I'm talking up to the moment of death has to be based on breath. If it's based on anything else, you're not going to be able to do it. You can, the last thing you do when you die is exhale. Now, if you want to live a life that's worth living, if you want to live a life that makes life sweet, open your heart. Practice metta, practice loving kindness meditation, practice compassion. You got to do it. You got to practice it. You got to work at it. I teach the 4 bells every Tuesdays and Thursday. You can join me when we get everything squared away, and I'm pass that on to Ron. So you'll be able to join me in the near future. But that's it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you, Ben. That was awesome.